we're finishing up the formwork here. We've got the insides all done. Outsides are cleated. All our supports all on the bottom, ready to go. The last thing we're doing before we pour is some of our cuts on our plywood. We've got some little gaps down in there where the formwork meet the columns. So what we're doing is we're just running some duct tape around to act as a flashing to keep the concrete from getting down in those gaps. If concrete gets down into those cracks, it's going to make taking the formwork apart much more difficult. So we're just going to run some duct tape around to act as a flashing. So then that way it's easier for us to take everything apart. Everything's been squared up. You want to make sure that everything is square. If you don't, it's going to translate right up to the slab and you won't have a square slab sitting on top. But all of our formwork is ready to go. We're going to throw in
super rigid.
a little bit more duct tape. Pretty sturdy. Right before we go to pour, we may decide to throw on some diagonal braces just to help support it, but it's pretty rigid. It's square as it sits, so we might honestly be okay as it is. So next step is going to be mix and pour the concrete. What we want you guys to do is take a look at the sketches that Dr. Emmer has provided and figure out how much concrete's needed for all the columns, which are 4 inches by 4 inches, and you guys are supposed to calculate the height. The beams are also 4 inches by 4 inches, and with those drawings you should be able to calculate how many cubic feet of concrete. Last week you should have gone through and found out how many cubic feet are in a bag. So you need to determine how much concrete's going into the columns and the beams.